Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko, and in this whole video we're going to look into a Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and as well Virgo Rising weekly general tarot reading September 6th up until September 12th, 2021. And should you be guys interested in a personal reading with me, or if you do want to take my tarot classes, checking out the description down below is going to give you a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. And as well, if you do enjoy the content here on the channel and you do wish to support us, just leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of our weekly uploads. So with that being said, moving straight away to the Virgo reading of the week. And this week I'm going to do something different, a little bit more practical reading. And the first thing that we're going to look at for Virgo, that will be Virgo's career. And the first card for your career, guys, that will be the Nine of Swords, catalyzed here by the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and the next one, oh my god, that will be the Seven of Wands. So those three cards. Okay, so let's first address you guys which are unemployed, or that you are looking for work in general. It's highly likely that an option for you to start working somewhere is going to come about. The thing about this, though, it is that you are going to be very insecure about the nature of the work itself or how the work is presented in general with these cards. It seems that you will have a huge doubts. Will you be able to fit into the place? Will you be very well accepted, for example, from the environment, say colleagues, are you going to be able to live up to the expectations of the work? All these questions are going to kind of like twist through your mind. Now, while it's how can I say, while it's a scary thing, okay, and it seems a bit of a challenge for you to jump into as a job, it seems that I don't know how to say it. You do have a fair chance to get the hang of it here with these three cards, in a sense of that you will know, or rather like when the moment comes, and when the situation arises, you will have the knack of knowing what to do, and you will also gonna be able to learn very, very quickly. Now, aside from that, with these three cards, it seems that some responsibilities, or rather like consequences, I'm sorry, of a certain actions are going to catch up with you into your current career field. And I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know how to put it into words. Well, so to speak, these consequences are going to close a certain doors for you, doors that could have been explored further. However, those consequences are going to put you on a high place as well, okay? And these consequences also going to win you certain rivals at the work that you are doing or at the business that you are at. Rivals, I mean a competition. It's highly likely as well that throughout this week you may start hearing some fallacies about yourself, right? Some unfair judgment or some rumors straight away. It's very important, you Virgo, that to address those things immediately, like straight away when you hear about them, because otherwise they're going to escalate quickly. Brushing them off and pretending that they are not there, it's simply not going to work for you. The whole thing is going to snowball. And what I like to say in these cases, it is that a lie said 1,000 times, it becomes stronger than the truth. So you have to address the lies and the fallacies here straight away. Be responsible, guys, and don't waver in a face of challenge. Don't waver in a face of a how can I say, responsibilities out there. And should you do so, what I mean, should you not waver, then you will see that all of your fears are to be quite in vain. Other than that, last thing that I'm going to say here is that you're going to have a astute sense what kind of an actions in what at what place and what time to do. So you will be very good into mitigating crisis. You will be also very good into as a day savior, you know, last minute, last chance person who just saved the day. And that is something you should definitely lean on into the upcoming week in terms of your career. Now, the next thing that we are going to look into, that is going to be your finances. In the first card we do have, that is going to be the world. From the left hand side we do have the Knight of Wands, and from the right hand side that will be the Queen of Swords. So we do have these three cards, and it seems that your finances are going to be sound and safe throughout this week. There are going to be the pros and the cons with that. Sound and safe meaning that your ordinary stuff that you are used to have expenditure upon, you will have no problem facing them, okay? And even how can I say, some contiguous endeavors that does require money will cause no problems to you. You will have enough money, so to speak, to invest into those things. Now, on the other hand, though, anything new that you may figure out you want to do in terms of money is going to cost you more than you are willing to spend, at least for throughout this particular week. Now, another thing about those cards in terms of money, as we do have the World card here sitting on the prime, it pretty much speaks that now you may start thinking of a new sources of revenue. It is a good thing for you to start thinking of a new sources of revenue. These new sources are not going to come about this week, but you thinking about them and planning for them is going to cause, or is going to create a very benign environment for you to start making or accumulating money further down the road into the future. One thing I want to say to you here, according to these cards as they stand in terms of money, it is that when you do try to look at new perspective in terms of making money, if you decide, or rather like if you see that you do have to push that perspective, then most likely is not going to be money, is going to be shade. Therefore, just don't bother, okay? Moving forward in terms of making money, it should be, I can't say that they should be a easy money, all right? But kind of like struggling way too much of making money, probably that's not your perspective. But truly, it's a great week for you guys to plan on how to build up money from additional sources of revenue throughout this particular week. And the last thing that I'm going to look into for you guys, that is going to be your love life. And the cards for it are as follow. We do have the Seven of Swords. Left hand side, that is to be the Ace of Pentacles. Right hand side, we do have the Emperor. Those three cards, and difficult week in terms of love, unfortunately, for what we see here for you, Virgo. That is because we do have these two, Seven of Swords and the King of, not the King, but the Emperor. So let's address first people who are looking for love. Well, you can face somebody throughout this week, all right? These cards doesn't say that you ain't gonna meet anybody, all right? It's very possible that's kind of like you get either on a dating app or kind of like going somewhere, you meet somebody that poses an interest. Now, the problem with these cards, guys, it is that there are going to be these people will ask for way too much in a sense of behavior, you know, in a sense of status, in a sense of everything. It is going to be their demands in terms of expectations is going to be pretty much preposterous. And while at the start it may look very attracting to be with such a strong individual, at some point you will understand that being with that person, it is making you a slave. You know, it is that you are not kind of like going forward with your agenda, so to speak. Now, should you want to make it or break it, that entirely depends on you. But because we do have these two here, okay, which are active neutrals, it speaks that whatever relationship you do forge this week, if that is something possible for you, it's not going to be as harmonious as you can be, or rather like as harmonious as relationship can be for you. Okay, so therefore probably it's not going to be your last relationship. Now, you guys who are already into something, you know, marriage, say committed relationship, this week it is a week where you can truly slam your fistful on the table and kind of like demand that relationship to care for you a little bit more, and putting on the front row, or rather like as an argument, your dedication, your reliability, and as well your caring for the relationship itself. And it is that you do deserve more, for example, more attention, for example, more attitude, for example, you know, more caring, and so on and so forth. Now, because the Ace of Pentacles again sits to the Seven of Swords, you need to know that is something temporary. What I mean is that this week it is the week that you can engrave such a behavior, but other than that, things should go normal after that week here ends. And additionally to that, this elemental dignity speaks that you shouldn't take anything way too personal and way too serious throughout the week. And the last thing that I'm going to say, should your marriage or relationship is on the rocks, it's kind of like a breaking, there are two options for you. You definitely can go for, how can I say, salvaging operation. It is like trying to save it. But should you do so, it's kind of like you have to do it for the sake of the relationship instead of for your own personal sake, meaning that any compromise that needs to be made in order that relationship to be saved, it is that you have to do it, okay? If that's something you cannot do, if that's something beyond you and you don't want to make compromises with yourself, then the other way it is to, at least according to these cards, to go your way, but doing it in a very professional manner. What I mean, it is not overlooking or abandoning anything you hold there to your heart within the relationship. And if you are about going through a divorce with these cards, Virgo, well, it seems that you will have it your way. So with that being said, guys, this was your weekly general tarot reading. Hopefully you do enjoyed it and you do liked it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.